on, my friends? Welcome to another Subie Shaves video with me on a beautiful morning. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, let me see some Subie smiles, and all I've got to say is squad goals. Thank you so much for clicking into our shave video and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're drinking something delicious and you're ready for a shave. I know I am. I'm really excited. Today we're going to be battling two razors I'm dying to see go head to head. We're going to be sharing and showcasing the Yaqi Tachi with the Suka handle in stainless steel going against the Shield Stomper. They both use a half DE razor blade that's been secured in place, and today we're using Wizamet Super Iridiums. This is kind of an offset battle. I want to call that out. This is titanium, this is stainless, this is 98 grams fully assembled, whereas this one is around 67, 68 grams according to my scale. So the weight discrepancy alone definitely changes the way these shave. This is a 1.0 gap from Yaqi using a slightly positive exposure, whereas this razor on my right, the Shield razor, is a 1.15, so similar, but it's also a positive exposure. So they're both fairly efficient razors that fall in the medium category for me, and I'm excited to share them together with you on the channel. Why I love this, really honestly, is because half DE razor blades are something I absolutely love to use, especially while I'm traveling. These are both razors I throw in my to-go bag because they always produce a great shave, and I proved that today doing the face. We're on 5 days of growth. I want to call that out. 5 days full of growth. Even my wife was like, yeah, you got to get rid of this. So I am super excited to get rid of the fuzz on the head and do it with you today using a battle shave. It's going to be so much fun. Today we're going to be talking about Southern Witchcrafts. Beautiful Samhain. This is a scent for me that is a staple this time of year, and I will show you. Staple. Absolutely love this one from Southern Witchcrafts. It smells like boozy pumpkin pie to me. That's what I get out of it. I've had that same caramely undertone since the day I opened this up. I love it, but it's got this boozy note to it that makes this pumpkin lift and just smell really intoxicating and super delicious. I love this one. I love this one so much that I had to get the full EDT and the complimentary splash. I have the full set, and today we're going to be using it together. I love this one. Again, beautiful. Get the label there. I love this one so much, and it's so much fun to use. And even though we're only midway through September, I say we break it out and use it any way you can see here. Take a look. The lather today is just on point. It is shiny, it is slick, it is dense, and you can see hydrated. It is ready to have a shave. I can tell you this, no dairy product whatsoever in that, and it is just shiny. Shiny, slick, hydrated, and you can see I have enough stubble that's coming through my lather, which does not happen very regularly. So I'm really excited to knock it down using two beautiful razors. And again, take a look at these things. These are under $100 each. I think the money value alone is there. I really like these razors. I mean, this one right here sells out so fast, they can't keep it in stock, right? The Stomper has just sold out really quickly. You can still get this over on Bull Goose's website. I noticed that this morning. Phil still has these. So even if you can't get them from AliExpress and you want one, go over to Bull Goose. Phil is selling the Stomper razor still and has them in stock in polish. Now, he's not going to be polished these anymore, so if you want that polish, this is going to disappear and not be available. The Yaqi is going to continue to be polished, and it's continuing to be just like it is. I love this product, and I really love a lot of the things that Yaqi came out and did over their original design on the Katana, right? If you've seen their webpage, you may have come across the Katana, which is a ZMAC product, right? This has a lot better tolerances. It assembles so much tighter. This, for me, was a huge upgrade over the original, but as far as the shave, merit, and quality, let's check it out today. It's going to be awesome. I want to take one moment. Come with me, just a small step, just a tiny moment of your day, and share something that I have found fascinating. I did find my other bowls. I found them. I was getting ready to do a trip, and I was like, oh my goodness, I found my other bowls. Look how flimsy this is. This is what I was using while I was traveling. I absolutely detest this bottom. If you try to hold this bottom, watch this. You see that, how it just collapses? That makes lathering almost impossible and very uncomfortable if you're trying to hold it in your hand. These are the slow feeder dog bowls. Sterling sells these as well. You can see the same problem. You see how just a little bit of pressure that kind of morphs and kind of smushes, whereas this Talk about a leprechaun only underneath the rainbow kind of shave bowl that fully collapses by the Yaqi company. Again, we used it today because I really wanted to share that you can get a great lather at home even, not even traveling, using a fully collapsible bowl that can be put away. Love this one. Think this one is phenomenal. It's going to be a great shave today. I'm really excited, and I'm glad I was able to find those other bowls. I thought I'd gotten rid of them and share them and show how they contrast and compare. The bowls are awesome, but I'm going to be straight honest here. I really love the hardware personally. Take a look at these. Absolutely beautiful. I can't get enough of the single-edged DE styled razors that use a half a DE razor blade, right, in a single-edge razor. For me, as a head shaver, I really like that. And I can tell you this, on the neck, it's really easy to find that right angle and get it super close and comfortable with both of the razors. Now, I do have a favorite. I won't lie. I am going to do my best to not be biased and maintain an impartial perspective as we do the dome shave. But as far as the face shave goes, I like this razor better. It's closer to the 70-gram sweet spot for me. I like the shield design better. When you look at the two side by side, you see how this slants goes down really, really fast. It tapers really quickly. I noticed this follows more of a standard single edge razor where you're going to go really shallow. Whereas Mike's, right over at Shield, you can see it's almost like he took a Wolfman and cut it in half based on the way it assembles. And based on the way it shaves, it feels very similar to like just a half DE razor blade, right? So this follows more of a single edge angle, whereas this actually, for me, follows like a DE styled angle. Let me show you. We're going to start with the 68-gram Shield Stomper that I just love. Again, huge shout out to Mike for sending us this when he was designing it. He is currently designing a lot right now. If you go over to his webpage, you can see he's got a bunch going on, and he continues to innovate and challenge what really is being done. I think it's cool. I like seeing Mike's engineering mind kind of come to the table as he goes through different designs. He reached out to me and he goes, is this a hashtag Team All Blade razor? I'm not even going to show you guys this. It's so bad. He goes, is this a Team All Blade razor? And he actually was doing the combination of a AC razor and a half DE razor in a single razor, right? He said he hasn't come up with a name for that one yet. But as far as the actual concept of it, I love the idea of being able to pick up an AC razor blade or a DE razor blade and use either or in one razor. Again, that is a razor he has not named, but I just think it's cool. I think it's awesome that he goes to all the effort and energy to kind of do something that nobody else has over the history. Now, he and I are still going back and forth. I am helping as far as design and conceptualization, right? But we really wanted to see it be able to do a gem blade as well. You know what I mean? Talk about a hashtag Team All Blade. I said, is it really a hashtag Team All Blade if it doesn't use everything available on the market? And you can buy gem blades. So I know that's something he is working at and looking at, but because of the way the gem blades are designed and shaped, he's like, I'd rather have it work really well with two of the blades than all of the blades. So if that ends up being the case, I am totally fine with it. I'm excited to see how it shaves. You can see this. So 5 days of growth versus the single edge Stomper razors, absolutely obliterating it. Just take a look at this. Oh my goodness, this is worth picking up, in my opinion. Absolutely love this 3-piece. It connects together really well. The tolerances on this are amazing. The specs, as you're screwing it together, you just feel the whole entire blade kind of start to torque and twist inside the head cap. You know it's going to be a good shave when you're busting out with one of these Shield products, especially the ones he is maintaining. Now, I know there's some confusion. I think the biggest con right now with the Shield line is there is a lot of confusion with which models he's making, selling, which things are going to be available, and which things are going to continue. He's making matte versions now in cherry coat. There's a lot of things that he's doing as a company producer, right, that some people may not be very happy with and may not like. So if you like this older variation where he was polishing and was doing things in very, very high mirror coat, right? Just a mirror look. You had to jump on that really quick because it's going to be gone. I'm just going to mention that again. It is going away here shortly as far as that finish. I love that razor. Oh, it's so much fun to go down from 5 days of growth to nothing, to absolutely BBS and VBS to the bone. Now, I had a buddy reach out to me and say this razor for him was very mild and he wanted to see it in the 1.5 gap. Unfortunately, I think that Mike has actually prefaced and stated that he is trying to limit and to reduce the diversification that he had right now to make it so it's more manageable. So I don't believe we'll see this come out in a higher end gap, but I don't know. I do know he's working on an adjustable razor, so we'll see how that goes. We're gonna switch it up and use the Yaqi product now, because this side is really, really close and very, very comfortable. I just love the way the Mike's razor feels. It feels so familiar to me, coming and using a lot of DE razors. Whereas the Yaqi, I am finding the right angle every single time I swipe. I'm having to actually go in and kind of just manipulate that angle ever slightly to make sure it's getting me that BBS that's similar to the other product. It is working absolutely gloriously, as you can see here. Again, we're going to try to keep the gross stuff off channel today, because you can see I do have plenty of growth to shave off. And if we have growth, you will notice it, I promise. You will see. Now you can see here, it does take a little bit more buffing and energy to go from that 5 days growth down to, you know, the DFS kind of level on one pass on the dome. Now the face was not that way. I had no problem getting a single pass on the face and really getting a close one. Whereas this on the head feels like it's having a little bit more trouble getting through and getting me that beautiful BBS like the other one did. And that's why I would say it's my favorite. The Shield product for me is a little bit more efficient and just a little bit closer shaver. And it follows a little bit more familiar angle to me. Whereas this razor on my that I'm using just feels a little bit less friendly. The Tachi is a great razor. I feel like it's a very mild, very accommodating, very easy razor to pick up. And that is why you'll see, if you actually pay attention on my intro video, it has some like scratches and dings on it, because it has been all over the place. I've taken it on 3 different vacations. I love this razor. It was a razor, as soon as I saw that Grace was gonna offer it, I was doing jumping jacks, because I actually had mentioned to her several times, I said, hey, what I would love to see personally is you guys swing for the fences and release a single edge in stainless. You've done it in ZMAC. Let's see the stainless still in half DE razor, and talk about a leprechaun only, just a charms kind of shaver. If you ask me, I love this thing. Awesome shave. Absolutely beautiful. You can see this, right? The lather is having a hard time at this point sticking to anything. It is super duper close, really comfortable. Ultra close and smooth. Love this, absolutely love this. We're going to get dried off really quickly. I'll be right back, lathered up, and we'll continue doing some battle passes. Come with me. And we're back from lathering up, and boy, was that a great shave. I can tell you that much. Neither razor had a problem knocking down that kind of stubble, which is crazy to me. But I do feel like this razor on my left here, the beautiful Shield Stomper, was the one that I would want to use on the daily. When I was lathering up, I noticed this side of my head has a couple spots, like right there, that had just a little bit more stubble to them. You can actually hear it cutting through, and I could feel it on my neck, trimming through the hair that was left over from the Yaqi. I just think that the angle for me is just a little easier to use versus the Yaqi product. That's just for me, but I love the way that this thing shaves. Now you can see here a slight smudgery going on there, and that's what it's kind of doing. It's picking up some of the spots where I had a harder time getting really close with the Yaqi product, which is not really a problem. I mean, it's just, I have a more of an issue with that razor on the angle than this one. It's just kind of a preference-based thing. I like this one more. That's just kind of how it comes down to it. Trying to be as impartial as I can be here. Take a look. You can see just a slight amount of smudgery. It is a slightly more blade gap on this razor, and I do feel like that does come across as you're shaving. Yeah, I can just feel it taking off just a little bit every single time I swipe down. It just feels a little bit more efficient and a little smoother, ironically. It actually feels a little smoother to me because I'm getting that angle right every single time I go to do a pass, right? Whereas the other one, I feel like I have to adjust the angle, and that gives me a less smooth ride. Let me show you. Let's see how it does here. Neither razor caused nicks or irritation or problems. And I noticed that as I was kind of lathering up, I didn't have any spots that were felt warm or issues or real problems areas. That's, again, kind of for me. But let's take a look here. You can see there is absolutely no stubble in that lather at all. It's just a kind of a preference-based situation. I really, really like the Shield razor. I love the Yaqi razor, but I feel like that compared to the Shield, the Yaqi feels a little bit more foreign. That's just for me. Again, take a look here. We are absolutely to the bone. to the bone. We're as close as the skelly I took photos with, right? That's the kind of close we got going on. Absolutely beautiful battle shave. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me, for being here, and for supporting the channel. Without you here, it would never have been able to be a thing. And I really do appreciate the support, the enthusiasm, and the friendship that so many of you have provided over the years. It has been an awesome journey. We've seen so much and so many companies, grow and develop. And I think that goes for both Yaqi and Shield, right? Both products are absolutely swinging for the fences at a budget price point. I'm telling you, you're getting something that's really kind of crazy. You're able to get a product that is way better than the price you're paying, which is not always the case. I love both razors. This one for me, though, the Shield absolutely slayed. We did that with Samhain from Southern Witchcrafts. Again, beautiful, beautiful sample. So if you want to sample this, if you haven't smelled this, I suggest highly getting a sample. It's one of the ones I love to wear this time of year. We're grabbing ourselves a little bit of the splash here. It smells so good. I just love the way that smells. It is, for me, probably one of the top 3 best fall scents I've ever smelled as far as what I'm looking for when it comes to fall. That just beautiful, pulls you in, makes you hungry, and makes you want to drink and eat pie. I don't know what else you could want. We're grabbing ourselves a little bit of the EDT, and I'm going to spritz it on, and we're going to see how we did. Oh my goodness, beautiful shave. A little more for coverage and for just for good measure here. Awesome shave. Absolutely thrilled to have done it with you. When it came down to it, both sides very, very comfortable. But I was able to pick up some of the little bit of stuff that was left over from the Yaqi side with the Shield Stomper. That's just for me. I think this angle is a little bit more friendly and more geared towards people that have used a double-edged razor. And I feel like this in anybody's hand, right, is going to feel pretty much like a 3-piece safety razor, whereas this one's going to feel much more like an SE razor, right? It has its own angle, it has its own area that it wants to glide at. But once you figure that out, this is also an absolutely phenomenal, beautiful shaver, and one that anybody would be happy to have. I am thrilled to have done this with you, and again, thank you for being here. I'll see you all in the next Subie Shaves battle or regular video, regardless. I'll see you a little later, and until then, Subes out.